latest addition to the Triumph family is the Trident 660, a middleweight naked that has a roadster attitude with a sports accent. It inherits all the things that you can get from Triumph, like this tank over here that reminds me of the Bonneville, the engine that reminds me of the triple from the 675 or the 765, the new one. It's a cool bike. It's mostly intended for novice riders, but me as a more experienced rider, I had a lot of fun, and I have to tell you guys about it. The British manufacturer got us used to twin-cylinder engines or triples. So this triple is new. It comes for only the Trident so far, and it feels quite natural for a novice rider. It won't scare you at all because the power output, it's around 80 HP. This is very important. You get also the ride-by-wire system which allows you to change the riding mode. You have rain and road. That's a helpful thing because you can use the whole power output of the engine. You got a lot of mid-range, which is very important while riding in the city or while riding at slower speeds, while going on twisties. It's a bit fun to have more mid-range than the output close to the top. This is a thing that I like about this triple. I would like to have a commuter like this, but I would add up some things like a quick shifter because I've got used to the quick shifters on the new bikes that I've rode so far, and it's a pity. I think you can add up one as an optional. Otherwise, the engine has enough power to satisfy your needs. It's not snatchy, it feels quite good, it reacts pretty nice, it's predictable, and this is a very good thing when it comes to novice riders that want a usable bike that will keep them on the saddle and without any emotions, because this is very important. Being a triple helps a lot because it cuts off the vibrations and the engine noise sounds very refined. But I will start it for you guys in order to hear it. Let's check the engine sound right now. Pretty close to the Street Triple RS, I would say, and I have to remind you that this is a Euro 5 bike, so they cut off a lot of noise and a lot of emissions in order to comply with the regulations. So far the bike reacts very good, although the 80 HP output, it's not that much. You can have a lot of fun. The main rival for this engine and this bike overall, I think in my opinion, it's the Yamaha MT-07, but knowing that Yamaha went even further with that and built a T7 and even a sports bike from that, I hope that Triumph will do the same and we'll get some rivalry over there. A thing that I found very cool about this bike is that it's very short. I can hug it and it's very narrow. So if you're a shorter rider or a novice, you can easily find your way with it inside the traffic or outside. But let's get on the saddle because I want to talk with you about the riding position. And this is how easy it is to turn this Trident because it feels very lightweight. Now back on the saddle, let's talk about the riding position. I'm a tall rider, 1.8 meters, and I have enough leg room, and there's also the handlebar which is in close reach. The triangle, it's the simple naked upright position, and you can ride it for a couple of hours. The saddle feels good so far, but I have to ride it some more in order to get some more feedback from my bum. A thing that I've noticed today while filtering the traffic is that the turning angle, it's close to a sports bike, so you're not able to turn the handlebar as much as on a usual naked. But this, it's not an issue because if you get used to the bike, you will be able to filter very easy in between cars. The problem comes in when you want to turn on a tight road. You have to do it from 2 or 3 moves. But this is a something that you can get used to. Now let's talk about the suspension and the braking system. The suspension is provided by Showa and it's a bit more sporty than you would expect because after a few kilometers on the twisties, I got a lot of thrust and started riding faster and faster, raised the pace, and the bike was able to cope with that, and it was giving me a lot of feedback from the front end. This is very helpful while riding fast, and yeah, the suspension is pretty well set up. The braking system on this bike is provided by Nissan. This is not something that you see pretty much on Triumph because they usually use Brembos, but they are very good. They make a noise when you squeeze it very hard, when you brake very hard towards the corner entry or you need to stop, they make a scratch noise and actually they stop, but you have to squeeze the lever in order to get the juice out. The ABS doesn't kick in that hard. You can manage to pull some very good braking meters after the ABS kicks in. Otherwise, I didn't have any issues. I can't say I wish for more because this one's work very well on the bike. In regards of electronics, this bike offers everything because you have the LED lights, turn lights and stop light. Actually, the stop light is pretty cool, fitted underneath the saddle. You also have a dash that offers lots of information like the gear, the temperature, and also the rev meter that looks pretty classy but modern at the same time. And you also get for this package the traction control that you can switch off and the ABS, also the riding mode, so it's a pretty well equipped bike. The main thing is to be acquainted with the systems of the Triumph because it's not pretty easy at the first contact to work with the menu. You have buttons over here, it's kind of predictable, but I've used Triumphs in the past and I can get my way very easy. Right now you have to read the manual before doing anything on this bike. I was pretty excited when I saw the tires because they are Michelin Road 5 and they are very sticky and very nice for twisties. Other than that, the problem that I underwent today is that when it starts raining, all the water on the road it's on your back or on your face because the front fender is pretty short and also the rear one looks amazing, but it will get a lot of dirt on your back. I want to tell you also about the price because the price tag it's not that high in my opinion because you get a lot for a very good bike, and yeah, let's put it like this, it's 8,200 euros in my country, and it's just in between the MT-07 and the CBR 650, but compared to the MT-07 you get the traction control and any other thing that you can see on this bike. Meanwhile, the CBR also has a traction control and it's a bit more powerful, so it's a tough decision. If you dig the looks and if the bike resonates with you, yeah, it's a fair buy and it's a fair package overall. In my opinion, the guys at Triumph did a very good job. I like the bike a lot, although it's for the entry-level part of the motorcyclist. I think you can have a lot of fun with the Trident even if you're a more experienced rider. So this is it for today. See you next time, guys. Don't forget to subscribe.